saw this clip, right, featuring Speedy Mormon interviewing somebody from Love Island called Ace. Now, don't get it confused. I don't watch Love Island. You know, I'm a real man. I do real man things, but I don't watch Love Island. But I know a lot of people like to watch this sort of stuff. But one thing that I've been interested in observing people that watch this sort of stuff is the parasocial relationships they're having with the people on these shows, and also the attraction that a lot of women feel for the guys on the shows, right? It feels like the men, the women, they kind of come out of it, and all the girls are, oh my God, this guy is this. Oh, I love him, I love him, I love him, right? Ideal man, ideal man. And I was looking at this clip, I was thinking to myself, like, it's interesting, isn't it, how people behave? Because on social media, sometimes you hear people talking about what their ideal man is or what their ideal fella is, whatever. And most of the time, you'll hear women say a line like, don't be involved in girl business, right? Or women's business. That'll be usually a red flag. Or a guy that argues back, a guy that's like sassy, a guy that's this, right? Which makes sense, right? If you're a woman, you wouldn't really want to, I don't know, it would be a bit weird if you were like chasing after a guy who like didn't mind giving you verbals, right? Who liked to get into fucking, arguments with you every single day, who never knew when to shut up, and never knew when to let you quote unquote win an argument, who was just as tapped into reality TV shows as you were. Love to, like, I mean, we were strange. So when I saw this clip, I was confused because I was thinking to myself, isn't this the same guy that girls say they don't like, but all the girls like it? So what's going on? Are girls full of shit, or are his looks just too good or too high a level that it kind of negates however he may act? And the caption says, Ace asked about the Nicolandria, I guess, which is a couple containing of a black girl and a white guy, if I'm not mistaken, being real. And this was his response. So there's a black girl and a white guy on Love Island, if I'm not mistaken. They fell in love on the island. They end up getting together off the island. But some people are suggesting that it might not be a real relationship. So they asked this guy that was on the show, hey, what do you think? They asked him because he's also a friend of that girl who's involved in that relationship. So this was a response to the question, right? And just look at it. Think of yourself, is this how a real man would act?
And Nick's relationship is real. Is this you thinking, or is this your answer? I'm going to assume that that's your answer. Mm-hmm. Is that tough for you because Olandria is someone that you consider to be a close friend?
Yeah. Yeah, it really is tough for me because, again, she just came out here for Shelly's birthday, and we all spent a time together at the club, and we all kicking and shit like that. So I have a lot of respect for Olandria. But, again, from the last conversation that I've had with, Nick, it was a matter of it's not a romantic spark. They just, you know what I'm saying? They find each other attractive.
Nick and Olandria's relationship, you've expressed in silence, you've expressed your opinions on that. Mm-hmm. Do you think that the other relationships that have come from Love Island are real?
Yeah, Taylor and Clark, I know that's for sure real.
And the other ones, not so much, or?
So, I don't know, like, he seems to be really enjoying being in women's business. Now, don't get me wrong. He's also friends with a woman. So I understand that he's like, by default involved in it. But he seems to be taking a lot of pleasure in exposing the fact that maybe that relationship on that reality TV show wasn't real. So it just got me confused. It got me thinking like what's going on actually? Because I feel like in the real world, I've met a ton of guys that are like this, and they usually don't struggle for girls. So girls like to talk a lot about men. Oh, I don't want a man that's in women's business. I don't want a guy that's too sassy. I don't want this. I don't want that. But in real life, these guys put up numbers, Yes, I'm sure it helps that he's not bad to look at, but these guys put up fucking numbers. So if you're a woman and you don't want this sort of thing, like, I don't know why people are encouraging it, because on social, they're killing him, right? Don't get me wrong. On social media, they're killing this guy. Because I guess they're mostly killing him, what I feel like, because they want the storyline to be true. They want Nicolandria, that relationship, to be real. Because some people are parasocial and they kind of see themselves through the relationship or whatever. Or they just like the person. It doesn't mean parasocial. Let me not keep using that term because it's fucking stupid. But they are now attacking this kid for quote unquote saying the truth. And they're not happy about it. and they're complaining about it. But again, in real life, I feel like I've never not met a guy like this that's single, or that doesn't have a bevy of fucking girls that kind of juggling at one time, you know? So I don't know. It's interesting, man. It's an interesting place to be. Personally, I wouldn't really be into this sort of stuff. It's one of the reasons why, you know, I think I'm a little bit of a conundrum in that respect, because there are certain things I'm into that I would assume people on the outside, if they look to me, they think I'm gay. Especially the fashion I'm into, the kind of art that I'm into, the music that I'm into, the clubs that I'm into, the holiday destinations that I'm into, right? The movies that I watch. A lot of people will probably think I, you know, on that kind of thing. But then when it comes to this sort of like gossipy, chatty patty, girl business stuff, I just not have no interest. Zero. You know, this type of stuff makes me, like, it makes me want to vomit. Like, you know what I mean? A man like sitting around, like, gossiping and, you know, like doing this whole, like, this weird smile about my, like, if anything as well, forget all the, like, sassy shit. If that's your friend, even if that relationship is fake, let her bust a move in it. Let her run a little game. I'm sure they both know it's not real, but they're both just making the best out of it. Why not? You know, I'm sure those shows don't pay that much. You've got a very small window when you, after you finish the show, to take advantage of what happens on the show. So if they kind of bust in a little move, you know, pretending their relationship, let them rock. Why are you exposing the thing? Why are you pulling back the curtain? You're involved in it. Like, it's different if someone like me, it's different if someone that makes content online says, oh my God, I have an expose. Nicolandria is not real, blah, blah, blah. That's different. But when you're the friend, it's a bit weird, isn't it? When you're the friend and you're in the inner circle, you then basically, without saying, you basically confirm the relationship isn't real, you know, to the shock of many people. Because I don't think on my side of social media at least, there weren't a lot of people that were saying that relationship wasn't real. So it's a bit strange. I just find it all strange. I'm not really sure what's going on. Maybe I'm just over-analyzing these sort of things, but I found that very, very, very odd. Then on top of that, the other thing that was very odd, that's obviously the relationship. That's her. Nick. That's Nick. That's your Landria girl. And that's the guy that's friends with her, whatever. There was a part of me that's thinking to myself, I wonder if he's just dirty macking. You know? There was a part of me that was like, I wonder if he's just dirty macking. Which I'd never encourage, but there are some guys that enjoy that type of game. And dirty macking is basically when you as a guy, instead of like competing with the other man for that woman's love on like a proper, like, no, come, you know, talking about your strengths and whatnot, you kind of tell the girl, hey, your guy is not really that kind of dude. You know what I mean? So I wonder if that's maybe what he's doing. He's doing that kind of long play that some guys do, where you play the friend role, but secretly you like her and you're never happy whenever she's with somebody else. That could be part of it. Who knows? Who fucking knows? But one of the other things that was really odd about it was the response that Speedy had. So Speedy was a guy that's hosting a show, and he basically saw the comments and replies from a lot of people saying that, you know, he was wrong for asking that question and whatever it may be, and they weren't really happy. And his response was also kind of strange too. And again, like, you know, maybe it's just a generation of men that are growing up now. It's just like, he looks like he's kind of enjoying the attention. It looks like he's marveling in the kind of in the controversy. He loves that he's in the heart of it. It's a strange thing, but this is his response to everybody kind of criticizing him for asking that question anyway in the first place.
And while you are absolutely entitled to have your opinion on that, I do want to say that some people may have more information than you have. They may know things that you don't know. They may be aware of things that transpired that you don't know. They may have seen and witnessed things that you have not seen. That's it. That's all I want to say. So, you may see somebody say, or you may see somebody have an opinion on a relationship. I would just say maybe, just maybe, they know something that you don't. Because if what I was told off camera is true,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Strange generation of men. It always kind of breaks my heart sometimes when you go out and you go to certain places and you're hanging around. You know, maybe you're out somewhere with a group of friends, work friends, friends of friends, and you meet, you know, the boyfriends and husbands of other friends that you know and shit. And then, you know, the lads kind of gather around in a circle. You might go out somewhere. You might go grab a cigarette, grab a drink, whatever you're doing. You kind of, you know, you separate away from the women and shit, start talking. It always breaks my heart when it comes around to conversation topics and you mention football and the majority of the guys are like, nah, I don't really watch it. Don't really follow it, mate. Don't really watch it. Don't really follow it. And it's like, huh? Like, you know? And I feel like I've noticed that way too often in recent years. Like more and more guys who have no interest, no desire, no fucking whatever when it comes to sports. But are they talking about stuff like this in their social groups? So if you're not into sports, what are you into then? Please tell me. Are you literally talking to your male friends about Love Island and drama surrounding that fucking universe? Like for real. Like that's heartbreaking, man. Like legit heartbreaking. I get that we're all not going to be into sports. I understand it. Football is maybe an acquired taste. But to be around a group of lads and not be able to have those conversations, but then they're able to break down in minute detail the relationship dynamic between this person, that person, and they saw that tweet and this thing. It's like, God damn it, man. Like, insert that clip about fucking Jordan Peterson crying about men in here. Do you know what I mean? I get why he was crying now about modern men, because fucking hell. All right, you're not into football, but I don't know, be into something else a bit more manly. You know, please, for the love of God, I don't want you gossiping and yapping about some girl that you're never going to meet on social media who was a part of a show. Like, what? A dating show, huh? Like, honestly, guys' brains are fucking cooked out here, man. But, hey, whatever works for you, works for you. Whatever works for you, works for you.